Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. I am Nur Azida binti Ishak. Now I will present a paper titled A Study on the Employability of Malaysian Polytechnic Architecture Graduates. So here is overall content of the presentation, which is introduction of the study, literature review, research methodology, findings and discussion, and finally the conclusion of the study. So let's start with the introduction of the study. Based on previous research, the COVID-19 pandemic in the early 2020 has affected most of the sector in the world. The effect from the pandemic may increase the unemployment rate of fresh graduates compared before pandemic. However, based on the previous study, the unemployment rate is because most graduates do not meet today's job market needs. According to York, graduate employability may reflect individual ability and capability to get first job, maintain the job, and also get new job if needed. So, in order to ensure fresh graduates have this kind of ability and capability, educators must focus on the aspects that need to be improved to ensure future graduates' job security after graduating. Nowadays, various challenges and uncertainties of the country economic development, there is a need to analyze polytechnic architecture graduates' marketability for 12 months after having completed their studies. There are two objectives for the research study. First, to identify the status of marketability of architecture graduates from Malaysian Polytechnic. And the second one is to identify the graduates' employment sector and basic salary after graduation. So, in this session, I will give a brief summary of the literature review in Chapter 2. Based on current economy with the pandemic arise, the situation have affected graduates' ability to get jobs after graduation. The situation affected the percentage of graduate employability within 12 months after graduation. Apart from that, there are high unemployment due to most companies and industries have had to freeze hiring to allow companies to survive in uncertain situation. It directly affected fresh graduates. Other than that, graduates also has a few criteria needs to be improved, as highly skilled and competent graduates have the advantage and the opportunity to be employed. So, as for the research methodology, this one also similar to other research. We start by identifying the research problem, research question, and research objective. Then, review related literature from sources like journal, thesis, articles, books, policy, and others. Then, identify the appropriate methods to use for the research study. This research applied quantitative research methodology that use survey as a method of data collection. The first one is respondent demographic profiles. As you can see on the table 1, total respondent for the study is 169 respondents with relatively equal number of males and females. Most of the respondents are Malay with majority numbers more than 92%. There are 6 polytechnics involved in the study as respondents. The finding shows that more than 50% of the respondents score GPA with 3 to 3.49 pointer. As for the graduates' employment status, the findings show that most architecture graduates get employment within 12 months after graduations, and 46.6% of graduates got permanent jobs, while 27.2% were contract workers. The survey findings show that more than 41.4% of the graduates are working as a draftsman, and followed by 22.5% as a technical assistant. The result explained that even during COVID-19 pandemic, the architecture graduates from polytechnics are still acceptable in the industry. The graduates technically are still working in the right field even after graduation. And the next finding is graduate working sectors. As you can see on the table 4, most of the architecture graduates are working in the private sector with more than 60%, and followed by own business, multinational, government-linked company, and others. As for the graduates' jobs category, the survey finding shows that most of architecture graduate, which is 53.8%, were involved in architecture category. As for graduate salary, the findings shows that more than 50% of their salary range is below than 1,500 per month, while 26.6% of them are receiving a monthly salary range between 1,500 to 2,000 per month, and there is below than 5.9% are receiving the salary more than 3,000. So for the conclusion, the study findings shows that 72.8% of all graduates have obtained employment after graduating from polytechnics. And the architecture program that offered at Malaysia Polytechnic is very suitable for the job market's demands. So basically, most of the graduate will be employed after graduating. A collaboration is needed to expose future graduates to the actual working environments, the latest technology and demand, skills that are required by employers, and the attitude of individuals to get a picture of the actual situation of the workplace. And emphasis should be given to graduates to always use opportunities and improve themselves with skill and knowledge according to the current demands in order to give themselves an advantage over other graduates. That's all my presentation. Thank you.